Got everything rolling here. Let's go ahead and look through our gapper list. Like I said, I like square the most this morning, and I do want to play that. We played it last night, if you guys were looking, from under 50 bucks all the way to 52.5, and that's the one that really brought me green on the day yesterday. So I was really, really thankful that that provided something in after hours. Otherwise, I would have been ending the day about break even after Qualcomm. Let me know how you guys have done this week so far before we get started this morning, though. And I don't mean green or red. I don't really care about that. I care about most. Have you guys adapted, or have you continued to try and play small caps? And have you gotten chopped up? If you've prioritized small caps this week, let me know in the trading chat. I'm just really curious. We got one. If you guys have prioritized small caps this week, put it in the chat. Just be honest. Be straight up. And if you didn't prioritize small caps, what did you prioritize? I'm going to pull it up right here so you guys know. I'm going to toss it right up there in the chat. I want to know what you guys played this week. What you focused on most. What did you guys focus on most this week? I just want to hear from like maybe 10 of you. There's 20 of you in the stream, 22 of you in the stream. What did you guys play this week? Come on, y'all. I know it's Friday, but wake up. Chop. I think you missed the question. No, we're saying what did you prioritize this week? Was it small caps? Was it mid caps? Well, mid and large caps. uh We can try it the hard way, y'all. If y'all aren't gonna answer me, we'll try a different way here. Let's see, KJ large cap, Sarah won the $5 stocks. All right, so now let me ask you this. So we're gonna go through one by one. 21. Were they choppy to you, or did they go well? Your small caps. We're gonna go through everybody here. Okay, that answers that. Ben, your slow mid caps, how'd they go? Choppy or more predictable? Let's get a gauge of some sentiment here. Soprano, how are small caps? Prab, how are small caps? Chop, yeah. MD and Mr. Help and GZ, how about those large caps? Choppy or predictable? Yeah, of course. Yeah, no big moves on these large caps, no, but it's really predictable. It's a lot easier than trying to force on these small caps that obviously aren't working right now. So that's what I wanted to go over with that real quick. Small caps have not been working for 2 weeks, like I mentioned. So you have to adapt. Especially this week. I mean, you have a huge earnings week. Anybody with a sizable account is playing earnings this week. There's so many huge moves that we've been able to catch with earnings. We've played, like I said, Wolf. We've played ANET, we've played Square, we've played Roku. I mean, we've played Shop. That's where all of that buying volume is this week. Nobody's playing small caps this week. And if you are, that's why you're getting chopped up, because there's no buyers to follow through anything. There's no follow through in small caps right now. So that's why it's so choppy in small cap world, because everybody's playing these earnings plays this week. No, you should be able to watch the live on your phone. Yeah, it's up. I don't know if he's in here or not. I don't know if he can hear me, but all right, let's look through our gap list, which I've already looked through it once this morning. There was nothing really on it other than what we already have on the pre-market watch list. TNON, I do not like. Another small cap name that needs to be avoided. You know, people are just still trading stuff like this, and I don't get it. Until the market comes in and proves to us on multiple days that small caps are active and predictable and are going to give us follow through, I'm not going to be allowing myself to risk any money in small caps. I've got to see them actually follow through for a few days before I say, okay, let's try and play these. Otherwise, we're just getting chopped for no reason when I can go and make some money on these mid and large cap names, at least this week. Maybe Monday we switch it up, but as far as this week goes, we need to do what's right. Okay, so we're going to watch Square off of 49.50. Let me get this up. Get my levels all ready to go. And frankly, our gappers this morning are so minimal that all we really have to watch are just really yesterday's movers. DPST, oh, that's just a regional bank. ETF, up big though. See, there's no gappers that look any even halfway decent. Tesla gapping up here. Over 222. I honestly might watch Tesla this morning off of like 220.80. Market is squeezing up huge. Buy back to 433. Good grief. Tesla's got range up to about 228. 228, 230. So I actually do want to watch Tesla off of 220.50. Closer to open. Maybe after open. We'll see if we can't catch a pullback, preferably down in the 221, 220 area. Let me get Tesla up on the watch list. All right. So let's go ahead and get up what we're going to be watching at open. I don't want to have too much at open today just because it is Friday. I usually like to take a couple of trades and just call it a week. So we've got Tesla over 220.50. We've got CFLT over 16.4. We've got DOCN off of, I don't know yet. There's no volume on that to really determine risk yet. So with DOCN, what you would do, since we don't have any real clear price action, what would you do with your risk? Where are you finding risk from? Somebody let me know in the chat. Somebody new. If you've got no clear price action to give you a clear defined level of risk, what are you going to wait for so you can have that clear defined level of risk? Are we just going to plan it and just kind of guess right now? Or are we going to wait and what do we have to see? Uh, 21, ruining it. But yeah, we just need to see when this clears up after open. We need to see more clear price action so we can actually, like we always talk about the relationship between buyers and sellers, we need to see after open. So we'll watch and see if it clears up after the open and we can try and see if we can't play this. We've got range to 28.8 and then there's a gap on the daily up to about 31. So we've got DOCN, which we need to watch for buyers. And then we've got Square, which, how's that doing here? Pulling back. I want to watch off 49.50. Okay. So I've got my 4 watches here for right now. We might have more closer to open, but for right now, that's what I like. Just a lot of earnings plays again today, but nothing else is really moving today, so I have to stick to what's working for us and do more of that. Curious if SPY can hold this 432 after it finishes digesting these job numbers. We'll see. No, Juan. Earnings are quarterly. They're not monthly, they're quarterly. So I would take Tesla here if I didn't think the SPY was going to come back and fall back to the floor, but we don't know. I want to see if this wants to hold 432 before I do. You've got range on Tesla, as we mentioned, to about 228, which gives you about, what, less than 1% of risk and roughly 4% reward, give or take. About 3%. We'll see if we can't get a pullback. I'd like to get this under 222. Just want to make sure SPY is going to hold. $431 is the spot on the daily for SPY to hold today. Got about 30 minutes until open. Keeping a close eye on Tesla here. SPY looks like it's holding well after news. I'm going to take some Tesla here, just half size. I will look to add on pullbacks if we get some confirmation later. And I've got roughly 0.6% risk in this trade currently. So I've got 0.6% risk and my upside potential is about 2.7%. I will definitely take those odds, especially if I can get my average cost down to like a 221.7. Then of course we'll have like 0.5% of risk, so I'm not really too concerned. Tesla is just one of those that's so beat down over the last few, well, really few years. But over the last few months, it's so beat down, so should be able to get that move today, hopefully. As long as SPY wants to hold after the open. Which, like I said, SPY just needs to hold over like 431. Whereas Tesla needs to hold over 220.5. We get all of my charts up on the screen. We've got CFLT that we're watching over 16.4. We're watching DOCN, which is still grinding, unfortunately. I don't know if we'll have a way to play DOCN because it just does not stop going in pre-market with no volume. And we've got Square. On 25 minutes until open. And again, all we have this morning are these earnings plays again and, well, Tesla, which is kind of the oddball of the bunch. I'm looking for pullbacks on Tesla to add my other half to get my average cost down. I'd like to maybe have about a 0.4% risk in this. Risk to reward should be somewhere close to about 5 to 1 as we do head into open. Just hoping a lot of these watches that we have today aren't going to find buyers, not find buyers, but make their moves before open on no volume with a tiny little bit of buyers. Like CFLT here is trying to. DOCN has already tried to. It already has. It's already cleared up most of that gap that we had to play. I mean, Square still looks good. We can definitely still probably play Square after open. And then, of course, Tesla we're watching here. SPY still holding well. We just need SPY to hold over that 431 after open, preferably over 432, but worst case 431. We don't want it to give back. All of its moved from this morning. And SPY does have range here up to about the 434 and then up through 436. Tesla trying to curl back up off 222. And so far this week, I'll actually put this up here too. Monday was fairly sideways, small green. Tuesday, 100% win rate, green. Wednesday, smaller green. Thursday was micro green, almost break even. Let's see what Friday gives us. Always good to keep track and just keep looking at things from a longer term standpoint. That way you're not stuck on the day to day. You've got VWAP currently sitting on Tesla right at 220. I'd like to see that get drug up right under like 220, 30, 220, 40. 20 minutes until the open. And I still only have half size in Tesla. I don't want to add to Tesla until this finds buyers down low, so that I can get my average cost somewhere around 221.50, 221.40. And if it doesn't, then I'll have a small loss, like 0.5%, with a half size position. So see what it wants to do. But we have the range here that makes it worthwhile trade. Finding buyers back up to 220 here, 222, I mean. But CFLT is acting kind of crazy over there. Crazy price action. I just hope it holds here before we open up, because a lot of these, I mean, DOCN is still trying to just keep on stair stepping higher too, and it's going to make it impossible to play it after open. $20 until open. I just think it's funny. There's 0 small cap gappers today that actually look somewhat decent. There's literally 0. I mean, I looked through multiple times this morning, and it really does tell the whole story right now. There's 0 small cap gappers, but you've got a ton of these mid and large cap names to be playing right now. Yeah, there's 0 small cap names. I might wait to add the next half after open if this holds. If we find confirmation out of open, I might look to add off the flush. We'll see. See what happens here in pre-market. SPY looks like it wants to hold. I'm really surprised. Guess we'll see after open if it keeps up that same energy. Who knows? Still have 18 minutes to go. Was the longest stretch of time every single morning. That last 30 minutes before open always takes forever. Tesla trying to curl back here over 221.80. If it starts to find some more serious buyers out of these 221s, we can look to raise stops on this, but for right now, we still want to give it time. It has not confirmed yet. To confirm this price range, we need to see an impulsive move out of this price range, and we haven't seen that yet. Though it looks like it wants to form higher lows here. Let's keep on watching. 221.85, 221.87, 221.90. I'm not raising my actual risk yet. I'm just keeping an eye on this. Yeah, starting to move back to the downside here. See if it can hold up. SPY trying to curl back as well, testing 433. I really don't think small caps are going to have any chance to heat up until next week, though, after all these earnings are out the way. There's just nobody playing small caps right now, so there's no volume, no follow through. Can Tesla follow through higher here with the S&P? SPY testing 433, Tesla testing that 221.90 again. 14 minutes left. Tesla trying to curl, still back over 222, but struggling. Back to 222. 222 here. There's just a lack of liquidity on this, even Tesla this morning. Surprisingly. I'm going to add my other half and raise my risk to 221.30. I'll use 221.20. So in this trade, I currently have, let me tell you how much risk that I've got. I've got 0.3% risk, and my potential upside here is about 2.7. So that gives you roughly 5-to-1 to about 8-to-1 risk to reward if this does go. But currently risking 221.20. See if we can't get the follow through up through 222.65, the high of day. See if we can keep tracking higher here. SPY testing the high. And SPY break up through its high before the open. We still have about 10 minutes left. We shall wait and see. But there's such minimal risk in this trade, I'm not really stressing it too much. We've got, like I said, about 1/3% of risk. And if it goes as planned, we'll have a 3% move. So if you didn't see what I posted up in the daily updates channel last night, definitely look at it. It's a nice mindset to have. Posted at 9:44 last night. Just find your low risk entries, manage your downside, and just repeat, repeat, repeat. Minutes until the open. What's my Tesla average? It is currently 221.98. And like I said, I'm only risking about 1/3%. As long as we open on Tesla somewhere around 222, I'll be happy. But again, I'm using this 221.20 as my risk, keeping it kind of tight. I want it to hold these higher lows. CFLT still stair-stepping higher on no volume. BOCN pulling back on no volume. Square still holding its ground here as well. Square is one of those where I want to give it like 5 or 10 minutes to find its trend for the day, then we can look to play that. So maybe around 9:40 or so. Get 7 minutes until open. Tesla back to 222 here. And if we get a pop on Tesla, I'd just like to raise my stops, maybe close to break even. Get some taken out on the opening pop. If we do get an opening pop, I'm not saying we will, but if we do, take a little bit out on the opening pop and then let this ride. I'd like to get 225 on it, at least. That's my preferred range. SPY breaking to the upside here. Should help us here with the Tesla move. SPY testing its PM high at 433.29. Five minutes setting up nice on Tesla. See if SPY can get up over its high. Testing the high here on SPY. You're 2 cents away from the high on SPY. What a strong way to go into the open, though. I mean, we'll see what it does after open, but I've got a fear that things are going to be sideways majority of today just because we've gapped up so much here in pre-market, but only time will tell. What we can do is hope that we do trend higher today. Here's new highs now on SPY. Five minutes. When it comes to small caps, though, anybody in here that's trading small caps, what I want you to do is realize that, you know, we can always play small caps after they let us know that they're in favor again. So next week, if we come in and they look like they're following through on a multiple day basis, so if we come in Monday and they follow through, then we come in on Tuesday, they follow through, then we can say, okay, Wednesday we can start to implement some more small caps again. But you want to let the market let you know what's up. You don't want to go trying to anticipate when the market's going to heat back up, because then you're just going to get chopped up in the meantime. So give it time, give it, yeah, just give it time. Give it your attention. Watch and see when they do heat up, and when they do, we can always look to play them, but you want to wait for the market to give you that confirmation before we just keep on trying to make things happen, and especially when they're obviously not working. So when it comes to small caps, keep that in mind into next week. But as of right now, we just have to focus on what's working, and these mid caps been working all week. Mid and large caps. Four minutes. And yeah, MD, I think that's the right move. I think that's definitely the right move. The only reason why I was okay with adding is because we have such a limited amount of risk. But yeah, if you find buyers after open, then yeah, you can look to pick something on a flush maybe.